Hello everyone. In the last episode, I discussed about how sensitive are our five senses, how our installed capacity is really amazing. I started getting a lot of emails to go little more into this installed capacity and the productivity and availability of time. In my future episodes, I'll be discussing the same. The problem with many of us is we really do not know how much we can achieve with what we already have. I was talking in a school on what is called making of a genius. I was applying the principle of Dr. Anders Ericsson of what he said about deliberate practice. I distinguished the students or the achievers into two categories: born genius and made genius. There are born genius. I would say these born genius are those with a very special talent. If you really look at, everybody is born a genius. Every child is a born genius. But the born genius has to be made a genius. I would like to give two examples so that you understand how the effort is required at a particular point of time. The other day I was in a farmhouse where a cow yielded a calf. Within few hours the calf was moving around. But in the case of human beings, it doesn't happen that way. The baby has to be nursed, the baby has to be taught to walk. It takes some time. So there are species which the nature takes care of, our God takes care of the whole thing. I want to give a very interesting example. If you look at caterpillar, the caterpillar is grizzly, the caterpillar is not liked, but the same caterpillar becomes a butterfly. I'm going to give a story little later on the caterpillar and the butterfly story. But what happens just before the butterfly comes out of the cocoon? It has to struggle. A man was sitting next to a cocoon and the butterfly was struggling to come out. He was looking at the struggle and he wanted to really help the butterfly to come out. So he took a small scissor and cut open the cover which was enclosing the butterfly which was trying to come out. So he thought he has helped the butterfly and he was wanting the butterfly to take its first flight of freedom. But it did not happen. The butterfly is going round and round. It had a very shriveled wing and not able to fly at all. See what this person did in his anxiety to help that butterfly. See, normally what happens when the butterfly tries to come out of the cocoon, the body ejects certain fluids and it gets coated on the wings of the butterfly, which makes the wings stronger so that the butterfly can fly. This did not happen in this case, and the butterfly remained with the shriveled and weak wings, was never able to fly for the rest of its time. Struggles are required. We need struggles. If we do not have struggle, then we will be forced to accept what is coming to us. There's a beautiful poem somebody wrote. He looks at the life of a struggle and he says, "Oh God, I asked for strength and God gave me difficulties to make me strong. I asked for wisdom and God gave me problems to solve. I asked for prosperity and God gave me brain and brawn to work. I asked for courage and God gave me obstacles to overcome. I asked for love and God gave me troubled people to help." The question is, are you willing to take the path of struggle, path of challenge? I've already discussed with you some time back what is flow. Life without a challenge is boredom. You will not like it. In another example, I would like to give I was giving this story in an organization, and a person asked, "Sir, in the case of butterfly, in the case of a caterpillar wanting to or becoming a butterfly, is there any participation or any proactive thing the caterpillar should do?" The answer is no. The nature helps. Then the question is, why is that human beings have to go through this struggle? If God created caterpillar and made it at a butterfly, or makes it a butterfly, why not God helps us to display our or exploit our talent automatically? The answer is this. Again, somebody was explaining this. So God, the man went and asked God, "Oh God, how unreasonable are you? In the case of caterpillar, you made it a butterfly. Why are you testing me?" Then the God answered, "Do you know what a creature you are? To all the other living beings, I gave only 5 senses. But in your case, I gave you the 5th sense, 6th sense. The 6th sense is intelligence. Other beings can only use their 5 senses. They can see, they can hear, they can touch, they can feel, they can smell. But they cannot make any meanings out of it. They cannot learn from experience. But you alone can and will learn from experience. This intelligence, I explained to you some time back, is called buddhi. NLP talks about learning from experience. NLP talks about modeling from excellence. NLP talks about duplicating human excellence. If you want to come up in life, go for the best role model. So it's a wonderful poem I was going through, and I thought I should share with you. As part of my communication with all the readers these days, I have started looking at the YouTube. One interesting email is, "Sir, tell me more about deliberate practice. What are the parameters which will be taken into account so that it is taken as deliberate practice?" Of course, I'm going to touch on that. Wait for my next episode. I promise I will try to make a difference in your life. See you in my next episode.